Speaking of policy, Sir Mike, I mean, you have Ferdinand Marcos Jr. here running on a certain pledge here, should he become president. That, of course, is the vow to bring down the the price of rice to 20 to 30 pesos per kilo. How fiscally sound is that proposal, and does that have the potential to sink us further into debt?
Yeah, well, fiscal policy is very important right now because maybe one of the ways to do it is for the government to provide more subsidies. And that would be, of course, added to the cost of the government. And that would mean wider budget deficits and more borrowings, more debt. Because the reality is right now, especially when the peg is the global commodity prices. And we have seen the increase in the cost of production of, say, rice and other agricultural products, higher prices of fertilizers. If you look at the global price of rice also, what's doing in the world market, the cost of labor, the cost of transportation, and so on. The reality is, would suggest that there would be challenges in really bringing down the price of rice. And it would definitely require more government intervention and spending. So, especially now that this is very important because it affected all countries around the world, the pandemic, and that resulted to bigger debt. And there's a need, well, if economic conditions improve, there's a need to repay those debts, especially for the next president, the next administration. When economic times are better, there would be a need to intensify tax collections, just like what we have seen over the past 10 to 20 years, when debt to GDP ratio was successfully brought down from a high of 70 levels almost 20 years ago, down to the low of 39.6% in 2019, prior to the pandemic. So, and of course, beyond that, it would also include tax reform measures, fiscal reform measures that would